So should I just talk? And then if people jump on, they jump on. You're muted.
Is it recording? Right now?
Or should we wait for Crystal?
Wasn't Jess like super pumped about this?
Yeah, but Michael's in the
Oh, yeah. Dang it.
You should just leave him behind.
She sent me a picture of him like being all dramatic, and I was like, quit being dramatic.
He looked dead.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. I'm here. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Okay.
It's the power hour.
Okay.
Give me your secrets.
Okay. Well, okay. So secrets. So on my Instagram. Oh, by the way, do you have Crystal's cell phone number?
No.
Neither do I. I wanted to try to tell her to get on this one instead. I'll Facebook her really fast. Hold on. Before I start, I'm gonna Facebook Crystal.
Okay. Oh, that's my rice.
Okay.
I'm coming.
I told Jess, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I told Jess that she needs to tell Michael that she's donating his body to science and that she's going to leave him until she can find somebody else.
Oh my gosh. Guys, come eat.
You need to pause it. Right?
Holy, there's a mess.
No, Mom.
You're just right here. Is that your phone?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You on? Okay. Crystal's coming. Okay. So how I figured out how I was gonna find the people I needed to find was I built it off the way that I used to do it.
Mhm.
When I used to go to the gym, I used to watch like videos of other like fitness people,
Mhm.
and I would just save all their videos, and I would go through before a workout, and I would go through all those videos and figure out which video I was gonna do.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. So that's how I used to build my workout. And so when I started looking for people, I started hashtagging like workouts or Broncos, or looking up locations like San Diego to find people I knew in common. And every time I did those, I mean, those are people who are all we have in common is San Diego, you know, as I know. and I wasn't getting anything out of those people because they didn't have I didn't know if they had the same goals that I did. And so then I started going back to the basics. Hi, Crystal. Hello.
Okay.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
So I went back to basics basically and started looking for the same reasons I was finding workouts. And so I was finding people, like one of the main people I follow is her name is, I always forget her last name because I always want to call her the comedian. Whitney. Hold on. What's her name? Whitney Simmons. So I follow Whitney Simmons on Instagram. And so Whitney Simmons is like a fitness Instagram person. Every day she posts something new about a workout or her outfit or what she's doing or her life. And so basically how I started finding the people I was going to communicate with was I would go on to one of her Instagram videos of her working out or pictures of her and something. My best luck is the ones with the workouts. And so I would click on the workout video, and if you click on someone, like if you guys have your phone in front of you, if you click on Whitney Simmons and you click on her first video she has, it's her squatting. She has 57,416 likes on it. And she has 662 comments on that video. And so literally all I do is I would click on the comments and start scrolling. And so, hi, Krista. And so like people start writing on it. Like this girl, one of the first comments, definitely not going to be able to walk tomorrow, laugh out loud. So obviously this girl's going on to these videos and she's looking for inspiration for things to do. So I click on her. She has 5 total posts, 16 followers, and 49 following. And her tagline is 23, and she's working on her fitness. And so I've already added this girl, actually. Funny. And so I add her. The second I add her, if she's not private, I'll go and I'll like 1 or 2 of her photos. After I do that, I'll scroll back into Whitney Simmons's comments and I'll start scrolling and looking for somebody else. And so literally all I do is kind of stalk through these people's comments and kind of prey on them. It's kind of like really awkward, but I use them to help me because obviously all these girls are going on here, or guys. I don't really go up to the guys though. But all these girls are going on here for that inspiration. So if I could give them the tools to have something every day and not have to look at videos for inspiration, then that would be even easier for them because they don't need to build their workouts anymore. Jess, when I talked to Jess about these, she kept saying, because like when you go through these comments, like I've literally spent 20 minutes doing this and have added like 30 people, like, because you just start going and then you're like, you start and you're like 20 in and you're like, oh, I could stop. And you're like, but I have like 300 comments left. Why not just keep going? I have nothing else I'm going to do. And you just keep going. And so, and you can even work off their comments also. I like to work off, their likes. I like to work off their comments because if someone's willing to go onto a photo and then comment on the photo, then that definitely means that they want something. Because I go through and like everything, you know what I mean? But commenting on something usually means a little more effort. So Jess was saying that she has a hard time, like, you know, once she gets all these people added, like, how does she keep track of them to know who she added and when and what? After you add all these new people, most of their photos and their stories will jump to the front of your Instagram. And so those are usually some of the first stories I'm looking at. And a lot of the people on my Instagram, I know already. And so I can usually, when scrolling through stories, can figure out who I know and don't. And I try to clean up my Instagram every week so I'm not sitting on people I am not talking to. But the second they have a story up, if I haven't contacted them already, I always will comment something on their story if I connect with it, or comment on one of their photos. I know that everybody uses scripts, not everybody, but a lot of people go off of scripts. I definitely look at scripts for motivation and ideas of things I'm not saying that other people are, but I definitely try to make everything I say personalized because, you know, you never know. I, at the beginning, would copy and script it over, and it wasn't working in my favor. So instead, I just started personalizing. It definitely takes more time, but in my opinion, I feel like my way for me doing it, it helps me, but it may not help somebody else. It's everybody's thing is their own thing. But does anybody have any questions about that? Because sometimes I talk really fast and I just kind of like go. All good? Cool. So I try to, so on after that day, I try to at least start some kind of communication with each person, whether it's a like on a photo or two, mostly two, or a comment or something on their story. Or sometimes if I can see something on their profile, like one of these girls that I followed, she had like 8 photos of her tattoo in progress on her sleeve. And I really want a sleeve. And so I really liked what she was putting on there. And so I just wrote her and said, hey girl, super excited to be following your page. Love your sleeve. Like, what was your theme? Like, where are you going for? And then her and I talked for like an hour. And so it was something as stupid as that. But like every conversation I start in the beginning is something about them and how I found their page or why I wanted to add them. What else did I write down? So like when the beginning, when I started doing this, I found out that I started getting backed up with like 100 people on my Instagram that I wasn't even talking to, and they weren't following me back or anything. Usually if after a day, I'll go and look and see if the person at least read my message. And if they read it and then didn't write back, then I'll just unfollow them because it's clear that they don't really want to talk to somebody else. And I'm not going to push it and be like, join my health and wellness community. And then be like, nope, I definitely no, go away. So I just, if they don't write back to me personally talking to them about something that we share, then there's no use. Because sometimes, you know, sometimes they haven't read your message or something like that. But I try to every week go back through and see if anybody's read my messages or who has liked me back or who has followed me back. And then I just kind of start fresh and go through it again. Does anybody have any questions?
Didn't we just learn
Other ways?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I can't remember who it was who told us there's an app called Follow. Did anybody download it or anybody? Yeah. Okay.
You downloaded Captivate, right?
No, the one it's called like Follow or whatever, and it tracks who you follow and who follows you back and stuff. Anybody know? I can't even get into mine. I don't even know how to get onto my Instagram. I feel like such a lame-o right now. I remember downloading this app because someone said to download it, and it like tracks who you follow and if they follow you back and stuff like that, and then you're able to like go through and like unfollow if they don't follow you after a certain time or whatever.
The one I have is Reports. It's that little blue one right there.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Reports Plus. It's similar. And it's the same thing. So I can see.
Yeah, that's the one that like tells you when people unfollow you and stuff like that too.
And so I can see, like, I could go down and see who I lost, or it shows me like followers who are not following me back or followers I don't follow back.
That's the one that tells you when you have stalkers too, right? Is that that one? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So there's a couple different apps.
Yeah. I haven't.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're right.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like, she has a really dirty face. No, there's a couple different apps. So if like people are struggling with the whole like, are they like, is it worth following them anymore or should I stop following them? They can use one of those like handy dandy apps as well, is what I was trying to get at.
Oh,
Me and Megan will post a screenshot of these two different apps in the team call post so that you can see what we're talking about.
yes.
Sorry.
No, you're right. It's definitely helpful. I have debated going for the pro version of this app for it to help me a little more. But one thing you have to also let go of, and I want to say one thing about these apps that really affected me. So I downloaded this app probably a month into my Beachbody experience, like of being a coach. And when you find out the people who aren't following you, it's definitely gonna take like a hit on you if you're like me or anybody else who's like this. But I care a lot about sometimes what people think about me. Too bad. Sometimes I'm working on it. And so when I added this app and I was going through all the people who weren't following me back, like it took an emotional toll on my head. Like it's people who were your friends who may have unfollowed, you know what I mean? And you have to, and I think it actually helped me break past that and realize like, screw it, like F it. I don't care. Like if you don't want to support my journey, then obviously we aren't friends. And to be honest with you, I started really realizing who was important in my journey and who wasn't when I got this, you know what I mean? It puts into, I don't know. So if you do, I download this app and you hit that mark and you all of a sudden realize people who you thought were really close to you aren't following anymore, don't take it too personally. Just know that, you know, sometimes what I do is I look on their profile and then I see that they're following like 200 people. And when they're doing that, I realize that I'm probably blowing up their newsfeed every day. Like I'm probably the only thing that they're seeing. And that probably really it's annoying. So I get it, you know, so keep that in mind. Anyway, but these apps are super helpful. Thank you, Krista, because you're so right. I love this app.
I don't want to interrupt you again, but I just want you to know that you aren't alone in that, like that feeling that you're just talking about. So I don't want to like major interrupt your speech stuff. Anyways, I was just going to say,
perfect.
Honestly, I was just going to say that I remember like when I had that one, I don't have it anymore because it notified me like when somebody, I think maybe I am wrong, I don't know, like it notified me like when a family member or like a close friend, maybe it wasn't necessarily like it knew those people obviously, but it felt like it was screaming it in my face that they unfollowed me or whatever. So I know what you're talking about and it kind of sucks at first, but I agree with you 100% on the whole, like, oh, well, at least, like, we know who's, like, actually there for us. And also in the whole, like, blowing up their feed thing, like, I think about, like, my family members who probably only have, like, 150 people that they're maybe, like, if they're, like, that's a lot for some people, you know? And so, and especially who aren't really into social media. So it looks like we're, like, doing kind of posts, same stuff all the time. And I totally get that, too. So, yeah, the feelings are real, but also you have to think like Megan did, like, and just like find a way to like understand and like lead with love because they're probably just tired of it, like seeing it, and they don't really know that it's gonna like you're not even a no in their mind. So
yeah, and don't think that there's not some days where like I find like I get notified of like an unfollower, and it pops up, and I look, and I'm like, what the hell? Like,
what did I do?
Who are you?
What did I do?
Yeah.
What?
I get like a text all set up, like, what the hell, bitch? Like, why did you unfollow me? And then I'm like, no, let it go. Let it go.
What did I say?
Let it go.
So offensive.
You're gonna seem like a stalker. Well, then you gotta realize if you message the person saying something, then you seem like a crazy person on Instagram who's like, yeah, about this, so don't message me.
Oh my gosh.
That's almost done it like 5 times.
And they're like, they would have no idea, like, how did you even know? Oh my gosh.
Exactly. And then you're like, oh, I'm doing it for my business, so I have this app. And they're like, yeah, whatever, weirdo.
Okay, crazy. This is why I unfollowed you.
Exactly.
We have to think like back to those small mind things.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so away from the people following you thing, but obviously I use Whitney Simmons as somebody who I follow for that stuff. Somebody else who's really helpful is Sarah Bomar, Bowmar. She's another fitness girl who I use for a lot of my workouts. And then one thing I do when I go on those is like if I'm looking at Sarah Bomar stuff, hold on. Okay. If I'm looking at Sarah's stuff, then when you're going through those comments, one thing you can find also is that a lot of other fitness people comment on each other's stuff. Like Sarah writes on Whitney's and Whitney writes on Sarah's. And that's how I actually found Sarah, was through Whitney. And so you can find other people through those comments as well, because you'll click on someone and be like, oh, they look cool. And then you'll realize that they have like 50,000 followers also. If I were you, like that person and then use them too. I one time, I remember I was looking at one of Whitney's videos and I looked on another fitness page and then found another fitness page and then found another fitness page. And I ended up finding like a crap ton of people. And I found other people I could, stock off of, because, Whitney might only post one video a day or every 2 days, and I can't just use her. If you're having a hard time finding people through that, you can search a hashtag like workout or shoulders or something like that. And then you'll find, again, those people with thousands of followers that you can find on there. Usually you want to find people, obviously. Yeah.
So are you mostly recommending, sorry to interrupt, but I just want mostly recommending inviting people that are already doing fitness as opposed to like, or just, is that just what we're focusing on now? I just wanted to make
No, I'm just showing you ways that I have found successful for me personally.
Okay.
So
I don't know if I should only be finding like people that are already into fitness and inviting them, or just pretty much everyone.
No. Well, and so no, I get you. No. I invite anybody and everybody. Okay. I'm just teaching you a different strategy of something that I
like, for example, the fitness
I'm finding people who are yes.
Okay, cool.
Because this is where, when I do my big power like follows, I get more follows back and more communications through these people than anybody else.
Okay.
Because they're looking for the same things we are. And that's kind of what we're, wanting to promote. Yeah.
Okay.
But follow everybody. I mean, anybody and everybody. This is just one strategy. But like, one thing that didn't help me was looking up hashtag workout and finding people on that. That was not helpful for me. What was helpful for me, because a lot of those people are Beachbody people too. Like, we're all tagging hashtag workout because we know people are looking that up. But it's helpful is, don't do it. What's helpful is looking up that and then finding somebody. One other thing I found too is a lot of girls, when they comment, they'll like, let's say I found it like today Kelsey found a pair of Broncos shoes on an app that or a Instagram page that her and I both would like. So she commented my tag on it and told me to buy it. Same thing happens in workouts. Like, if I have my workout partner, like Crystal, if you're my workout partner, I would tag your name in it and say, let's do this tomorrow. Boom, 2 follows right there. 2 people who are looking for a workout. Boom, boom. And most of the times then, if I can talk to both of them, then they're talking to each other, and then I could get possibly 2 people to sign up for Beachbody. In my head, that's what I think, and I hope it works out. So like, I'm in the process currently of talking with somebody who already buys shakes from somewhere else, but she wants to get involved in our workout programs. So that's somebody I found through doing this. I have like 10 different people currently on the line who are back and forth with finances, who I found through this, who want to sign up, and I want to try to get them on our free group that we're doing. So it's not the only way, but in my opinion, so far with how it works for me, it's been the best way to work for me so far. So I really like just stalking people's pages, and I feel like I'm taking advantage of that person, but I don't care. Do you guys have any other questions about any of that stuff? I'm always usually pretty kind of trying to be short and sweet these days. Even though I'm tall and not very sweet, but.
I like it. I was kind of trying to do that while you were talking. But I like that. I like that idea.
It's helpful because you can do it right before you go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, just make it your goal before you go to bed every night to add 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, half the times you're sitting there watching TV right before you go to sleep anyway. 20 people takes probably 10 minutes. And then you'll allow that overnight, you know what I mean, to happen. And you can, go through that morning when you're drinking your coffee and like all their stuff, you know what I mean? Like later again.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing for Facebook adding?
Facebook is hard for me because I don't understand it. That's the one I don't get. I don't really do much on Facebook. I've listened to you and Jess say stuff that you've done, and I've attempted it, but I'm not doing too well on Facebook. Instagram's kind of my market.
See, I feel like
I could definitely improve Facebook.
And I feel like we're like kind of the opposites. Like, although I haven't I can't say I've added like so many people, but I don't know. The whole like stalking the fitness people, which is cool, but I understand then you can find all the people that are following them and saying stuff on their stuff, which is cool. But then like you said, then by the time you're like you scroll and then you try and dig deeper into these people, sometimes you're at like brothers, sisters, cousins, friends. You're all deep in there.
Yeah.
But I think with Facebook, the only reason why I feel like I don't feel like I'm going like digging super deep and trying to find people through that way is because I'm not really going through other people's stuff. Like I just go in there and I like go into a group and I'm like, oh, this chick looks cool, add. This chick looks cool, add. You know what I mean? And so I think that's the only reason why I don't struggle with it as much. And then I know if they want to talk to me because I know that they add me as a friend or they confirm my friend request or whatever. And then I can like start a conversation from there. Whereas with Instagram, I think I shied away from the follow apps. Like I have the one and I told you I can't even get into it. It's so stupid. I struggle with I still do like the same thing I do on my Facebook page, but I never know who these fucking people are. Like I get so confused by like who I added and where I went and like I don't know how to connect with them necessarily. Like everybody has beautiful photos with hashtags on it on Instagram. And so that's where, and I know it's like the old, like I'm older and I was a coach when like adding people on Facebook was like the thing to do. And then now it's Instagram or whatever. And so I think it's like the old mindset versus I don't know what it is, but I can't like wrap my brain around it. So I'm trying really hard. Like I feel like I'm in the trenches with you guys with this one. Like, for a long time, I was like, screw that. I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to try to learn Instagram. Like, I need to just master Facebook first. And now I'm like, oh, God, I'm trying so hard. So I totally get it. And I think it's just, like I said, like, just you started when Instagram was super hot. Like, you probably joined from Instagram. And so.
No.
And
I get confused.
I did.
Yeah,
I get confused on the process. Like, so you find somebody, you follow them, and then you'll go through and like some of their stuff. And then do you wait to actually like strike up a conversation? Do you wait for them to like something of yours?
No, I feel like you're mixing up Facebook and Instagram, right? Like on Facebook, you have to like add them as a friend, kind of like like and comment, like flirt with them or whatever we used to call it,
Uh-huh.
and then message them. Okay, so with Instagram, what they're saying is that you can follow them and realize or know that they're into fitness by what they post about, but mostly because she found them from another fitness person that's like non-Beachbody's page, and they usually commented something like, oh, I should try this on Friday, or oh, I'm really sore from this move last week, or whatever. Like, you would know that they're like trying different fitness things because they are following that person and you read that comment. Does that make sense? And then you follow, and then you follow them. Megan, correct me if I'm wrong about any of this. I'm just trying to like simplify in my brain.
You're right.
And then you follow them, and then if they're following you back and liking your stuff, then you message them and invite, right?
So you kind of wait for them to also like your stuff instead of, okay.
Awesome.
I've had some people follow me that are fitness people, and they reach out right away.
Not
and send me
coaches.
this
No.
generic message, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to scare people off
No.
by that. So just like subtle kind of.
No, and
makes sense.
Not coaches.
Well, so like when I post, I wish I could like screen share my thing, but I don't think I can. So like when I post any of my pictures, half the people at the very bottom of my thing are all these like, I wish you could see, but it's like, so they're like all these like random freaking people who are just giving me a bunch of likes. Like, and usually they say like, go watch the people who are commenting on your stuff. And when I'm going through it, I'm like, none of these people are people I can connect with. Like, they're just people seeing my hashtag and giving me likes. And to be honest with you, even though I'm not talking to them, they're helping my game, and the fact that they're giving me a lot more to, you know what I mean? They're making my pictures do better. So like, I'll use them for that. That's whatever.
It's okay right now.
More so what I'm saying is when you're going through, so like, literally, it's like step 1, go onto some fitness person's workout page. Step 2, look at the comments. Find somebody who says, I'm trying this on Monday. Click on their thing. Follow them. You do not have to have them follow you back to start a communication, nothing. And if they have a public page, you can sit there and like on their stuff.
Okay.
Usually what I do is I follow them and then like a lot of their photos, like 3. I don't want to be like a desperate, like thirsty girl, but like 2 of them. And then what I'll do is if I can start a conversation just right there from what I see, then I will comment or I'll send them a message. Sorry. My cats do kill calls when they find my.
You'll just comment on a picture or send them a private message, or just comment on the picture.
Or what you can do too is when I go onto their page, let's see. When I go onto their page, let's say like that right there, if you click on this, if they have a story happening right then, you can click on that and you can watch their story right then. And immediately, if you see something that you connect with their story, immediately write something on their story if you can. I like to start communication like right away with something I can connect with, just because then it throws them into my inbox. And when I'm going back through my inbox to see who I'm talking to, they're there. And it's not me scrolling through my Instagram trying to find who I talk to. But there's so many ways, like I personally like commenting on their stuff or like sending something on their story or sending them a message just because I want to start the communication right away. I want to give them a reason immediately to follow me back. If in a week they haven't followed me back or they haven't responded, it's toast. It's not worth my energy. I need to move on. So then that's how I do it. And like what Chris is saying is something I haven't mastered yet. I don't know why, but like I cannot have enough guts to go on Facebook and say ad. I can't do that. I don't know why. I'm like super weird. But on Instagram, I'm like, let's do this. Like adding everybody. But on Facebook, I'm like hiding under a rock. So I don't understand why I'm like literally, Krista and I are literally flip-flop. And like I try to
That's the best way to learn.
Pages, like the Brown County. Right. And I love it because like it's hard because I live in such a small town and like I want to promote in this town. But if
we gotta push ourselves.
There's too many people in this town who'd be like, oh, that that BZ Megan who just moved here is trying to push Beachbody on everybody. Like I'm so afraid of that I like, won't do it. Like I'm so scared.
Oh,
Like,
it's so
so
funny.
dumb. Like I'm in my head.
No,
I'm
I had the same
comfortable
thoughts
with
though
Instagram.
too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in my head right now. I came in with Instagram, like Chris is saying, like I came in with the new part of Instagram where Krista was starting her career off with Facebook. And in my head, if I have Instagram moving and I understand it, like why teach a donkey new tricks or whatever the thing is, like I'm not going to learn a new trick right now. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to do Facebook, but I try, like I definitely try to put myself out there, but it's like,
Do you find that you get more people eventually this way than like people you already know, or do they call
yes.
it cool? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So I feel like I'm circling around the
This
same
is why
people.
I'm like now,
well.
like, yes. No.
Maybe it's easier
I'm
for you guys
finding
to
more
like
people.
follow people than like adding random strangers, because I feel like Facebook is so much more personal. Like, and I know someone
Yeah.
by their Facebook page. I don't know what it is. Like, and so I sometimes feel like new coaches get a little nervous about like adding random people onto Facebook because they're like, oh, I don't want them to know my whole life and see my kids and like all the scary things. And I had the same thoughts as a new coach too. And so I think with Instagram, it's a little bit easier for people to grasp and like catch on to, because all they do is follow and then try to connect with that person, correct? Like you don't have to be like besties
Friend.
to talk to them on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they don't have to know your whole life story, right? Or I don't know.
Right.
I'm trying to click it too. And
I agree.
yeah, like you said,
They're
we're
both
just
so
trying to,
similar
we
to
have to
me.
push ourselves a little bit outside our comfort zone. And for the new coaches, I think it's so cool that we have like the best of both worlds. And like we're learning from everybody who like has mastered these things, and I still haven't. But you know what I mean? Like we just have to like try and take what works for us and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That's what's so cool about coaching, because I feel the same way. Like I am nothing like my coach and she's nothing like her coach, but like there's little pieces of us that we found in each other, and that's how we all connect. Does that make sense? Like, so you just kind of have to figure out which one is your, or not necessarily which one, but like which part and which aspect works for you. And then you get to share that with your people. And then we go on and on and on like that, you know? And so I love that Megan's doing this, because it's pushing me outside my comfort zone again, because I'm going to try some new things that I learned from her tonight too. So I'm excited about that. I love this. This is so much fun. I love learning from each other, but we should do this like weekly. We should do power hours. And not everybody has to like take turns speaking or whatever, but if we wanted to, we could.
Okay, go get your clothes
and
on.
kind of bounce ideas off of each other. Or I could do them like twice a month as the team call, because sometimes I'm like, dude, what to talk about today. We could do that.
Well, like, doesn't Candace do power hours on Tuesday with Team Rising Lotus also?
I think they started doing them a while back, but it wasn't her. Like, she just started joining them recently. And we were brainstorming like ideas for our teams, because on the way there, she was like, I just don't really want to do calls, but I like the idea of like doing a different like mix of everything. And I was like, yeah, like we could pull power hours into them too. And we were both kind of like bouncing different things. Like we could do like a guest speaker, a power hour, and then the next week do like one of our team speaking on what's working for them, like on whatever it is. And then some sort of training, and then, you know what I mean? Like just making so that every week people like show up because there's something really valuable in each week. So I was like, that is such a cool idea that we should start implementing right now, like doing something different that we all look forward to, you know? So I like the idea of doing a power hour with our team once, like at least I would say like twice a week. So if we're doing, if we think of like 4 or 5 different topics to rotate between, we should throw an extra power hour in there another week. Does that make sense? Like at least 2 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Krista. Kelsey shrank into a little person. She's small now. Sorry. It was just Sorry, it's distracting me.
That was super
So
cute.
cute.
I love
She
that.
was like,
Her head came up like this.
yeah, she's like, okay, sorry.
I love that.
I get
Okay, so
distracted
I'm gonna make the team calendar for September. So I want to start implementing at least 2 power hours a month. So if we have a training, because I have a couple of guest speakers lined up, and then so I'll do that, and then I'll throw an extra one in. Is Monday a good day to do it then? Like if we end up having to throw another one in there a different day of the week? Yeah?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So I will do, Yeah? Okay, so we'll have at least 2 a month, and I'll try and space them out. And then I really like this. I think we should all come like to the next one prepared with like something that has worked for us in adding and connecting. What do you guys think?
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
And it can be from any platform.
Okay.
Did you cover everything you wanted to, Megan? I hope I didn't cut you off. Oh, I have a terrible habit of that.
Nope, I got everything I needed in there.
Okay, gosh, I'm sorry. Okay, are you sure?
Okay, go sit down.
Yes,
Okay.
it was perfect.
All right, I have got to put my kids to bed, but I can leave this thing going if you guys want to sit down and work, and I'll leave you guys alone and not interrupt and stuff.
I have to go feed my minion children.
Yeah, I gotta get these. Okay, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't interrupt or cut you off. I was just like, I love this. We need to do this all the time. But then I have to do
You're golden.
Huh?
Oh, it's saying thank you guys. It's been helpful for me for sure.
Okay, I will transfer this to the YouTube channel and then upload it to the team page here in a little bit. It starts downloading the recording immediately. So I just have to switch it from YouTube to here to Facebook to our team page. Megan, if you have anything else, please feel free. Like, I feel so bad. I hope I didn't cut you off. Sometimes I don't even notice what I'm doing.
You're great. No,
Little
you're
basic.
fine. And I'll
Little
add
basic.
that app so people know which app.
Yeah. Mine's just.
What?
Oh, I was just gonna show them mine in case, because I know we were gonna post like I don't even know what it is. Someone just like I don't even know if it's anything of importance for you guys either, because I haven't even really technically used it because I can't get into it. And it's my fault because I keep forgetting all my passwords. This one. That one. Oh. There. Now it's there, and then I'll post it in the thread too. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. So now we have, and then yours is the follow with the plus sign, right? Yes?
It's the reports.
Oh, report. Okay, that's right. Duh. Okay, and then we'll post the screenshots in there, and will you show us like I know this sounds really lame, but will you show us like screenshot the non-Beachbody fitness people that you're like attracted to? Because I think a lot of us are having a hard time with well, maybe not, but I am connecting the whole like, okay, she's a non-Beachbody person, so all the people following her will be sort of like me, and I can find people like me, because I think I don't know how to find those people in the first place. Like I barely know how to find Beachbody coaches. Like when I'm like, oh, I really dig that chick. She's cool. Like I want to follow her stuff. I'm like, who are they? How do I follow them? So how do you know who they are and how to follow? Like when does that like how does that happen? I guess is my only question.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I can add like pictures, like screenshots of the people's pages who are good people to follow.
Okay.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, I guess I just want to know,
Or
like, how do you think of these people, or how do you find them in the first place and know that that's a really successful, like, good person to follow because they have a million comments? Like, I guess maybe I'm so dumb. Like, I don't know how to find those people in the first place, I guess. I don't know. Is it just searching hashtags and then?
Do you mean like you mean the fitness person themselves?
Yeah.
I did it through looking at the comments on people like Whitney Simmons and Sarah Bomar, because some of them will write on their stuff, and then when you go to click on them, they'll have like 100,000 followers. And I'm like, okay, this person definitely has a large following, so they're gonna have comments too. You basically want to find the people who have just a bunch of followers, and so I look for people over like 100 or like 50,000 followers, because they'll usually have more comments. And then what's it called? And then I also look up like hashtag shoulders and look for like people who kind of are more in that like professional, like they have like more like that professional lighting, because they're obviously like trying really hard. I look up click on their videos and see how many followers they have. And then that's when I'll go, if they have a lot, then I'll add them. That's usually how I find those people. And I can, like do like a step-by-step, like I can break it down too. Also, if that makes sense. You're muted. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Story of my life. Sorry. Okay. So that's just through digging, right? Like that's what I'm understanding is you're basically like just searching a hashtag, trying to find someone with a big ass following, right? Okay.
Yep.
That makes so
Yep.
much sense, because I'm like, how do I come up with these people? Like, how do I know who they are? So,
oh yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. That makes that click.
Instead of looking up hashtag shoulders and finding people to add to your tribe from there, instead find big people and pray off their people who are following them.
Okay. Okay, that makes so much more sense. I love that. Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sometimes I think of questions like when
Both my
people are
dogs are like
speaking and then I don't remember them when I need to ask them. I'm like, yes. Oh,
yeah, that's the story of my life.
I'm just making sure.
That's the story of my life.
For keeps with it. Okay. Is there anything else that I want to make sure I didn't forget any of my questions, because I was listening and like all excited about it.
Jesus. My dogs are so pathetic right now. Just like they're just like they've just been sitting there the entire time, like acting like they're just so exhausted. What have you done today? Nothing. You literally slept all day.
All right, I'm gonna go check the end. See if I can catch the end of this Justin Bieber show my son's watching, and put the
oh my god, I love it,
to bed. So yeah, when he's into something, he like is into it. So he has to know all the things. All right, I love you. I'm super grateful for this. Thank you so much for all these tips. You're the best.
Yeah. Of course, and thank you for telling me more about Facebook, because maybe I'll try to step outside my box.
We should do like a list of like comparisons one day too. Like we'll like be like, this is how simple it is here, and like compare like what the pros and cons. Not that there should be pros and cons, but you get what I'm saying? Like you can do this faster here. Like, ooh, it could like help us all with time management too. Like you're going to go down a rabbit hole here. Stop. And turn left. Sorry. I'm dark.
Well, people can see what they...
Yeah.
And then, I mean, like, somebody new might feel more one way than the other.
Right. That's what I was saying. Like, it just makes so much sense for them. Like, and I feel like I would have connected to that a long time ago, too. I like that. Okay.
No, exactly.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you again, Megan. You're amazing. I'm so excited. I'm going to go use these tips right now while I try to get my kids to bed. And I'm sorry if I hijacked your call. I love you.
You did not. Love you guys.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.